Welcome to the second quarter report from RC Education. We want to keep you in the loop about what's happening with our network of Regnum Christi schools throughout the territory of North America. It's been a busy quarter for all of our Regnum Christi schools, the RC Directed, the RC Tied, and also those that we're touching in some way through legionaries or consecrated and Regnum Christi members who participate in service in those schools. As you can see, we have 13 schools in the RC Directed and RC Tied area, and then a number of schools that are being touched by Regnum Christi in other ways. How do we measure success? As you know, there are three key things that we're looking at. Delivering on our annual plan, where we're about 51% of the task completed after 6 months. We're looking at the annual increase in the total number of students in our Regnum Christi schools. When you're thriving, we consider that we're thriving. And lastly, we'll be looking at the accreditation scores on the Regnum Christi school principals through the accreditation process that will be beginning to roll out next year. You've already received a copy of the basics for that and beginning to implement it in your planning for next year, which is beautiful to see. During this past quarter, we've had a lot of visits to the schools. Pinecrest, Everest in Chicago, Everest in Manila, Mano Amiga, Everest in Korea, Royalmont, Everest in Detroit, Canyon Heights, Everest in Chicago, East Lake, the Highlands. It's a wonder that we're still alive after all of these visits. But it's been beautiful to see the amazing things happening in each one of the schools. And congratulations to each one of you for the beautiful work that you're doing with your staff, families, and children at your schools. We also had our first ever admissions conference guided by Margaret Matthews, who did a fabulous job bringing together January 17th and 18th in Calgary some of the admissions directors from 7 of our 8 schools in the United States and Canada. You can see a beautiful picture of all the beautiful ladies there on your right hand side. Focused on a lot of different elements, and the feedback from all the participants was excellent. And we're hoping that through this, you each will see improved enrollment in your school for next school year. Let's keep that intention in our prayers. As you know, we've also launched the curriculum project headed by Elena Orozco and Iso Leon. They've been working with each of the schools, currently developing the first course in the online platform. All of you received a copy of the detailed plan for the curriculum project, so you see where that fits into the project. And we're expecting to launch June 2018 during the Summer Institute, bringing together all of the key teachers from our schools who will be participating in this project. Expect to see a communication on this within the next couple of days. Enrollment at our Regnum Christi schools has, as you saw in an earlier slide, increased this year. Around 3,740 students at our schools. Beautiful to see. Some schools saw a slight decrease in enrollment this past year. Others saw an increase, but overall there was a net increase in the number of our students. Keeping a close eye on this because we see this as one of the key elements of the health of our schools. Something else we'll be launching sometime this next year is strategic planning. A little bit of the background. Strategic planning for education was conducted in 2012 in our territory. In 2015, the territory updated the strategic direction for education, but currently we're really not following a clear strategic plan. We've run the course on our prior plan and we see a need for updating our strategic plan for this next school year. So that's why we want to start asking you for early input on the process. Any ideas, please share them with us at your convenience. The basic process that we're planning to follow is during our school leadership summit in October, we'll do some initial planning and soliciting of input. March of 2019, about a year from now, we hope to have some preliminary documents in place and convoke participants. We want participants from a wide range of our schools to join in this process so that we can really together have a shared vision of where we're going. 2019, in September, we'll conduct a planning session, probably right before our leadership summit. September of 2019, we consolidate a written plan. In October, we hope to get feedback from all the schools and present it to the RCTC for approval. Some of the key questions that we need to face in the strategic planning are, do we want to grow the number of schools that we're working with? And where? In the US, Canada, Asia? Where is God presenting opportunities for us? What kind of school would we prefer to have? RC directed or RC tied schools? Could our educational model or services be implemented in other types of schools? Are we going to actively recruit or service new schools, like going out there searching for other possibilities? What pipeline do we have in place for leadership grooming? In order to have these schools, we need people. Because without the apostles, the people who understand our educational approach, people who really love our mission, there's no way that we can effectively grow our schools. So we need to have a pipeline in place for that. Also, facing some questions about what are the ideal roles and criteria for legionaries, for consecrated women, for lay Regnum Christi members in a Regnum Christi school. And, of course, can't get away from the financial part. How do we finance all this? These are some of the key questions that we'll be facing during the strategic planning. For this next quarter, RC Education is going to be focusing on 3 different things. First of all, continue executing on our annual plan. Secondly, we're going to focus on board transitions and board retreat. We have our board retreat at Everest, Detroit, and we continue to upgrade and enhance the boards at several of the schools. Third, preparing a plan and budget for the 2018-2019 school year. These are all some things that we're going to be focusing on for this next quarter as we work to support you and deliver on services that are going to help your school and our entire network of schools to be all that God wants them to be. So thank you for your prayers. Count on our prayers and support. God bless you all.